Welcome back to the Core Stormers YouTube channel. This is your daily best bet video for December 11th, 2021. Saturday slate might just be the best day of hoops we have gotten to this point this year. Wisconsin and Ohio State kick it off at noon. Also, we have BYU Creighton at that time. At 1:30, Arkansas is playing Oklahoma in a neutral court game. The 5 o'clock window probably has the best game of the day as Arizona travels to Illinois. Also, there's a kind of intriguing matchup with Kentucky at Notre Dame in a game that I'm sure everybody in the world is going to bet Kentucky. We'll have more on that later. Also, we have the crosstown shootout with Cincinnati traveling to Xavier. That game is at 8:30. And of course, we just round out the day with just a little Houston at Alabama at 10 p.m. Eastern. So a full day of hoops, 12 hours. I can't wait for it. Before we recap our best bet from yesterday, I just want to dive a little bit into that Kentucky-Notre Dame game. Like I said earlier, I think everybody's going to be on Kentucky, and I would be a little afraid of that. Right now, the line sits Kentucky minus 4.5. Kentucky hasn't played a top 100 team this year since they played Duke on opening night. Sure, they've looked fine in those games, but they really haven't been tested. Their best test was Ohio, who played them pretty well for the first 28 minutes. That was actually one of our best bets until Ohio collapsed in the second half. This is an intriguing matchup. Of course, Notre Dame's coming off losing 3 games in a row, so why is this line 4.5? Why? Kentucky should roll here. This shouldn't even be a contest. Well, Kentucky's not a good three-point shooting team. Teams so far this year are shooting 44.3% from 3 against Notre Dame. That is an incredible number. That's the 3rd highest rate in the country. That is not sustainable. And this Kentucky team is not a good shooting team. Once again, they're not going to be able to attack that Notre Dame perimeter defense. Also, Kentucky lives on getting offensive rebounds. They're the number 1 ranked team in the country in offensive rebounding percentage at like 48%. Obviously, those numbers are inflated due to playing all of these bottom 200 teams. Notre Dame, on the other hand, ranks in the top 40 in defensive rebounding percentage, so they're going to be able to prevent some of these opportunities for Kentucky. Also, this is Kentucky's first true road game. You don't know how your team's going to respond in a hostile atmosphere. Now, this is not me saying go bet Notre Dame by any means. This is just a fair PSA. Be careful on this game. Do not just automatically assume Kentucky is by far the side here. This line is 4.5 for a reason. Also, KenPom makes this line Kentucky minus 2, and Torvik makes this line Kentucky minus 1.2. If this line jumps any further, I would say Notre Dame's probably the side, which is just a hold your nose play. But all the numbers say that Notre Dame is the side, especially if this line continues to rise. Now, with that out of the way, let's recap our best bet from last night. Last night, we had Vermont minus 1.5 at Brown, and they were able to get the job done for us. They held the lead throughout the entire first half and then finally relinquished the lead with about a minute to go. They fell down 65-64. However, the Catamounts were able to roll off 6 straight to finish the game. They hit a bucket and then were able to convert 4 foul shots inside the last 15 seconds. So every number that Vermont had, they covered. So that was good for us, and that brings our record to 15-12 on the season. For our best bet today, we are taking Illinois +1 against Arizona. Arizona has been one of the more surprising teams in the country. They're really, really good. Like, seriously, they are very good. Personally, I think they're the best team in the Pac-12. I think they're even better than UCLA. However, Arizona is still a young team. Tommy Lloyd inherited a very young team from Sean Miller. They're really talented. However, they're still inexperienced. And going into Champaign for a huge game like this is a massive test. Illinois has dudes that have been there for many years, led by Trent Frazier and Kofi Coburn. There's a good chance those 2 guys could be the best players on the floor, and having the 2 best players on the floor is a massive advantage. Illinois has been a much different team this year when they've been at home. Currently, Illinois ranks in the top 300 in offensive turnover percentage. However, in their last 4 home games, they're only turning it over about 16% of the time. So they've done a much better job. For the season, their turnover percentage is about 22.5%. So getting it down to 16 is just a crazy home road split, and it's more of the team that they actually are. Once again, Illinois would be without their starting point guard, Andre Curbelo. However, the team has been able to play well in his absence. In their last 3 games, Illinois has defeated Notre Dame very handily. They destroyed Rutgers by like 35, and they won at Iowa. This is a team that's rounding into form. Coburn wasn't with the team to start the year, so they had trouble integrating him. However, he's fully integrated now, so they're starting to play where we thought we would expect them this year. While Arizona's looked very impressive, their best win is Michigan, and we already saw that Michigan team get blown out at North Carolina. There's still a lot to learn about this Arizona team, and this is a good spot here. I really think Illinois is going to be able to get the job done because they're the more experienced team with the more experienced coach. So give me Illinois plus the 1. Obviously, we like it as a money line. I would play this all the way to Illinois minus 1.5. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe.